You're listening to Miscast Commentary.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Finley. Todd Tebow the Sailor Murray, absent. It's acceptable. He is under the weather right now. He's bleeding from both eyes or some shit. I don't know. But we wish him well. We hope he feels better soon. And in the meantime, it's just us. And there's only really one thing to talk about, and I don't want to get too into it, so it's not going to be a long episode. I'm going to let you know what's going on. The election, everybody knows. It's been crazy, obviously, and I imagine that people in the States are just a million times more stressed about it than anybody else, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're not getting into fights with your crazy aunts and uncles or any old thing. I hope that, remember you've done your part, hopefully, for democracy, and hopefully democracy wins out. It seems like it's going to. It seems like it's going to take a long fight before that actually happens, though. So I wish you guys all the best down there. I hope everything's okay. I hope you are personally okay, and I hope nothing crazy is going to go down in the meantime. So, that's all I'm really going to say about that. Fingers crossed that everything's going to be cool. Not a lot to talk about in the world right now. Again, everything kind of shut down otherwise, rumors of this, rumors of that. I will say, though, watch the first episode of The Mandalorian. The second episode should have come out as this has been released, but as I'm recording this, only one is out, and it was fantastic. We talk a lot about the Snyder Cut in this, and we talk a lot about what they've been doing lately and how it's just this weird, blatant fan service. And The Mandalorian does a lot of that, but it does it so differently and so much more effectively because they're picking what you want to see before you tell them you want to see it. And I think that that's gigantic. You can tell that the people working on The Mandalorian are doing their homework, and they're like, people are going to think it's really cool if this happens, or if you see this person, or Timothy Olyphant showing up as a known character from the books is gigantic. It's not even a spoiler, because, if you've been reading anything about it, you'll know what characters are going to be in this season and stuff like that, but suffice to say that a major character from the original trilogy is back in a big way. We've only seen a glimpse at him so far, but we're going to learn more about him as the time goes. Or learn more about what's going on exactly. You got to see a crate dragon Pearl from Knights of the Old Republic. You got to see a crate dragon period. It's really cool. And people who don't know, actually, the first actual reference to a crate dragon was in the original script for episode 4. And you can hear it if you download the radio play of A New Hope. It's really good, too. Mark Hamill is the voice of Luke Skywalker, and it's not Alec Guinness as Obi-Wan. I think the only other person is in that one who's the voice of who he should be or whatever is Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, he is the one constant voice through all of them. Who else? Billy D. Williams in Empire and Return of the Jedi shows up as himself. Mark Hamill is no longer the voice by Return of the Jedi. Some other guy who kind of sounds a little bit like Matthew Broderick is doing that. And the craziest ones are John Lithgow is Yoda. Again, this took place in the late 70s, right? So it's not like he was as huge a deal as he would be now. And Ed Asner from Mary Tyler Moore and the voice in Up is the voice of Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi. So, there's a lot of crazy things going on. I highly recommend you go find those if you can. It's a lot of fun to listen to. I tend to probably about every 18 months or so listen through. I have all the Star Wars radio plays. I have all the Old Republic ones. I've got all the Dark Forces and all that good stuff. A lot of good stories in there, too. The original Rogue One, if you will, where Kyle Katarn is the one who goes and steals the plans to the Death Star, and ends up becoming a Jedi. Rumor is that he is going to be in The Mandalorian. I don't know what his place will be in it, if they've already kind of taken his place away, but I think he's still going to be a Jedi. We're going to meet some Jedi in this one. Ahsoka Tano has been confirmed, and so I'm looking forward to it. I think there's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be seeing still moving forward, and I think that, I think they just do an excellent job, so great job, guys. Other things I'm watching The Right Stuff on Disney Plus as well. I recommend that for people who are into that. If you're into like space travel at all, like the Apollo missions or anything like that, it's a worthy watch to see the Mercury 7 astronauts and how they got picked and stuff like that. If you've seen the movie that had Ed Harris and Fred Ward and Sam Shepard and who else is in that? Bunch of motherfuckers are in that movie. It's great. It's that, but expanded, because obviously they can kind of delve in and you can kind of see what these astronauts were all about. These flyboys. So, another recommend. I think they've got 5 episodes out now as I record this. I could say that and be way off, and as long as I'm not over, I could technically be right. I could say, as I record this, there's 1 episode out. Well, you don't know how long I recorded this. Although I have just mentioned election shit and that, so I mean, I've dated myself a little bit, but that's not really my problem. I don't really care. I want to talk, though, about next week. We got a movie coming out next week. Actually, we got some coming up for the next little while. We got some fun surprises for you guys. I've reached out to some people, and we've booked a couple of interviews that are going to be fun. I don't want to confirm anything yet because I haven't had the interviews. I'm just working out dates and stuff like that right now, so I don't want to promise something that somebody might not show up for. I don't know. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a good winter-related one in there. There's another good old 90s action flick in there. So definitely come and check those out as they come. We'll announce them as they're coming, as we usually do, and you'll get the full interviews and all that good stuff. You can go to miscastcommentary.com for those, for all that news and stuff as well. But let's talk about next week. Next week's got a specific day. We do this whenever there's a specific day. We try to do something. May the 4th, we make sure our ass is playing a Star Wars movie. Halloween, we're playing a Halloween movie. Well, next week, what is the next week? Well, it's the 13th. Friday the 13th. Did I do that? Was that really corny? I don't care. Friday the 13th. And we've started that tradition. Granted, it took us a little while to get to it. I just honestly wasn't thinking about it. But now we're there, and we're moving on to the next one in the series. We're doing Friday the 13th, Part 2. Finally going to meet Jason. Let's check out the trailer.
Hello?
On a June night in 1980, Friday the 13th, 12 of her friends were murdered. Why should Friday the 13th, 1981 be any different? Friday the 13th, Part 2. The body count continues. 14.
You're all doomed. You're all doomed.
15.
God.
16.
Help!
17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23.
Sandra? Jeff?
The day you count on for terror is not over. Friday the 13th, Part 2.
So there you go. if you like complete mischaracterizations of what a movie's actually about, a trailer that just counts at you, and a trailer that ruins most of the kills in the movie, I recommend finding that trailer. We'll probably post it online. It's a lot of fun. It was a fun movie to watch, as most horror movies are. We fell into a weird rabbit hole of which person was underage, but had originally shot nudity in the movie. We do figure that out, probably too late. Sorry. But it's a lot of fun. What are you going to do? I think we're going to leave it at that. I will tell you, tune in next week. Well, not tune in, but you can go to miscastcommentary.com, or you can go to duelingdecades.com, anywhere, really, where you can find podcasts. You can check out the latest episode of Dueling Decades. I will be a part of it, and the guys who directed the new documentary about Nickelodeon are the judges there, and it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. We talked for over 2.5 hours last night as we recorded the episode, and while I don't think the episode's going to be that long, it's a lot of fun. They were really enthusiastic judges, and the guys just brought it. It's deciding of the 3 decades, which kids had it the best, and we argued, and you know, we brought our finest choices, and I tell you, it was a hard one for the judges. It was a lot of fun to do. So check that out next Wednesday. And for now, I'm going to get going. I got chores to do. I have a doorknob to fix because that's the kind of man I am. I'm so manly that I have to fix doorknobs after I podcast about nerd shit. So here we go. I will catch you guys later. Find us at miscastcommentary.com. Email us, podcast@miscastcommentary.com. I love hearing from people. Anybody who messages us would be able to tell you. We usually respond back. I respond back. Even the negative ones have gotten responses from me. But we love to hear from you. We love to hear, hey, like what, you got ideas on movies. You got, thoughts on the movies that we do, old memories, things you want to share. We'd love to hear all of it. And we will always, if you give us permission to do so, we'll share those thoughts on the air and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I'm misusing a lot of words because I say things like on the air. It's not on the air anymore. It's just being recorded, or if it's being streamed. But there's no air anymore. Okay? We all know this, but I'm just getting it out there. So, find us on Twitter at miscastpodcast. I'm at JK Finley. Todd's at miscasttodd. Give him a follow. He doesn't tweet. Okay, I'm going to be really honest. I mean, I think I tweeted his last 3 tweets, but he told me what to write, but he was just like on his boat and he couldn't get it out, so I had to do it. No big deal. But give him a follow. It makes him feel good. It makes me feel good because it means you're doing what I tell you, and that's really how this cult is supposed to be starting, isn't it? Bring me my sister wives. And what else? Instagram at miscastcommentary. And all those good things. Go to our TeePublic store right now. Go to tpublic.com/stores/miscast-commentary. Remembering all that crap too much for you? Just click the banner on top of miscastcommentary.com and it'll take you right to our store. And you can see all of the cool stuff we got going on there. We've got a new Home Alone-based shirt in there. You could be one of the few who hasn't bought our Happy Life Day shirt, and then all of the other great shirts that we've designed over the last couple of years. So go check all those out. Until next week, guys, Friday the 13th, Part 2. I'm Joe Finley. We'll catch you guys later.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.